think everybody should have some instruction on using one of these saws. Welcome to disagree if you like, but you probably wouldn't be watching the video. However, approximately 2,000 people a year in the UK will have an accident. It's kind of a statistic. It's not necessarily anyone's fault really, but 2,000 people are going to have an accident. And the thing you can really do is be paying attention, rather than thinking, oh, I'm so good I'm not going to have an accident, because that is why they are called accidents. Anyway, I have a list of do's and don'ts and a few ways to demonstrate. 1, use a wooden push stick. Don't use the plastic one that they give you. These are going to smash quite badly when they go in the saw. And the idea of the push stick is that it is disposable. So if you don't want to just use a plain bit of wood, then you can make one. But they don't last long. Don't reach over the saw. Now, I see lots of people reach over the saw, but you will never see me kind of trying to reach over the saw. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. No long hair, no loose or baggy clothes, no hoodie string ties. Don't be stoned. Probably needs to be on there, but, you know. So before you even start with the saw and how to use it, buy a decent saw, especially if it's your first saw. You want something that's solid. Maybe you don't need a 10-inch blade, maybe an 8-inch blade's okay. And I'm not sure there's any great need for these saws with 5,000 RPM. It seems a bit over the top to me. Awareness with the hands. So it's a kind of Tai Chi thing, not everybody would know about it, but you want awareness in both your hands, so your mind is there in your hands. I'll demonstrate that again. Your posture wants to be quite good. You don't want to be on the phone while you're pushing a bit of timber through. So your posture wants to be aligned and such, and you have some space. So you make space. There you are. And this is why you don't lean over, because if you're here and you've got space here, if you lean over, you are going to be off balance. Don't do fancy stuff. No turning your saw into a spindle moulder. Some Americans like to do that. No pieces of wood under 6 inches. Don't cut things like this on a circular saw. You can get a fret saw, things like this. No people around you. This was always very important in the shop, because people will just pile in around you when you're trying to work the saw, and you just have to tell them quite bluntly to get out. I mean, if someone's going to help you and catch the timber at the other end, then both of you need to know how to work a circular saw. You've got to be on the same page. And one of the last things I'll show you, the way I cut, to avoid leaning over, is to open the guide. So I'll push something through till it's cut, flip open the guide, move it to the side, and then nothing's going to fly back. So it's quite a simple method. How to demonstrate using awareness with your hands to cut the timber. Very simple method there. Let's have a look at the same thing using the guide. If possible, try and keep your fingers 4 inches from the blade. I don't like these new guides, they seem hazardous to me. Let's try and cut something more risky, and more dangerous really. The blade wants to go up. We'll look at that. Keep it slow and steady. The more you rush, the more likely you are to jam the blade. These blades get jammed very easily. That's about what I wanted to show you. Thinking you're safe doesn't make you safe, but if you can pay attention and focus on what you're doing, your posture's good, your hands are where you can see them, where you're aware of them. I suppose while I've got this on, one of the things not to do, I'll point out, and that'll be it. Don't try and cut timber like that, because it's going to jam if you do. The timber has to be kind of longer. I don't know if there's some specific equation, but if you're going to cut stuff like that, just use the guide. This guide here. You have to set them up a bit, so if it's not cutting straight to begin with, you're going to have to adjust this. And this is the new saw, so it's not cutting quite square that way, and I'll have to try and adjust that somehow, but a number of things could cause that. It could be that the wood's all wonky, or it's got, I don't know, or these tables are not machined steel, so perhaps it's a table. Sometimes it can be this piece here, it's going to be up high. Sometimes it can be you've got a bit of sawdust jammed in that and it makes it funny. So yeah, if you're going to cut stuff like this, you can cut stuff in reverse like that with the angle guide. I like to use the saw to square off my brackets. If I make these pretzel brackets, and I'll put the saw like so. And then I'll trim them square. The easiest way for me to do it. The circular saw is quite integral into what I make. It's difficult to do much in the workshop without one. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments.